What's up, YouTube? Next back with another matchup video. This time we be going against Aatrox in the top lane. Now, there are only two real cooldowns you need to worry about with Aatrox. Of course, his Q is the obvious one, but the second one would be his dash. Now, his W, his Infernal Chains, is a pretty annoying ability to deal with because if you get hit with it, you immediately have to play defensive. But it's a very situational skill and it doesn't go through creep, so it's kind of hard for him to hit. You also want to make sure you look out for getting hit by his passive. It gives him more healing on enemy champions rather than creeps, so if he heals off of you, it's going to be a lot more noticeable than it would, and it deals a lot more damage than his regular auto attack, so be careful. So Aatrox Qs and Riven Qs have roughly the same cooldown, Riven's being a 13-second cooldown, while Aatrox being a 14-second, which is just a 1 second difference, which isn't big enough to do anything really. So how you play this matchup is you want to dance around his Qs because it's easy for you to use your mobility to get in and out. Now in terms of trading, you don't want to get hit by the third Q at all. That is your main priority. No matter what, do not get touched by that ability. If you get touched by it, you die. So here I go in on the level 2 and I jump straight up on him. I have to use flash here to dodge the third Q. You see he tries to land it and predict my movement, but unfortunately he misses. I guess unfortunate for him. And with his Qs on cooldown, we just kind of fight. I try to predict his flash by queuing it to the bush, but he didn't flash for some reason and just ints me for free. So I try and get this wave ready for when I come back and he TPs immediately. I go back and spin my go. In this matchup, you do need to rush Executioner's Calling though. If you do not, you will be inting, honestly. It's just like the Fiora matchup, you have to buy that Executioners or you're really just gonna die to them. They're gonna just out-sustain you even through the trades. You can take so many good trades, but they heal so much that it doesn't even matter. So we're just gonna farm this wave safely. And after farming it safely, I decided that I want to actually slow push a big wave into his tower. So what I do here is I just last hit the creeps. I don't want to push it too fast and I don't want to push it too slow, so where the creep wave is just insanely massive. But I do want to try and get something out of this guy so I can continue to snowball my lead. So I just last hit the creeps as they become low and we continue from there. So now that my slow push is coming to a close, since all the creeps are hitting his tower now, he can't freeze that because he'd just die for taking all that creep damage. I drop a ward and see Echo is bot lane, which is unfortunate, so I ended up wasting a ward. Looking at this Aatrox, I want him to auto attack me so he can take the creep aggro from the casters. And I went for some damage there to kind of lower the sustain on his potion since I have executioners, you know, just preventing him from being healthy as much as I can. With Riven, when you're under tower like this and you're able to play aggro, you always want to make sure you have your E up before you even try anything. So like, as you see, I'm backing up whenever my E was on cooldown. I can't really contest anything without it. So here, I'm going to let the creep wave crash in the middle, because normally I would have froze it and he would have been closer to his tower, but I'm looking to kill him right here. So I let it reach in the middle and I hit the first creep that the creeps were aiming to get my level 6. And he gets level 6 cheese here, and just hit him with the quick combo and the OT, and it's kind of free. There's nothing he can do about it. He had all his abilities up there, but he was just in kill range for me, and all it took was just a couple autos, Qs, and the R2. And yeah, that's pretty much the lane for him. He can't come back from this situation. He's down a lot of CS, so that was pretty much it. So we come back to the lane. He has a massive wave. We're just gonna farm this safely. I tried to go for a little short trade, but it was just to do some damage to him. I'm trying to freeze the wave here, so he has to overextend. The cannon gets caught in the tower range, but that's fine. I still have most of the casters on my side, so it's gonna at least freeze it for the next wave, which is pretty good. So now that the wave is too small for me to freeze anymore, I want to create a slow push so that I can actually go influence the map. So what I do here is just I let the creeps kind of do their own thing. It doesn't take much effort for it to start the slow push since it's already on my side of the lane. So going from there, I'm gonna build up a big ass creep wave and then crash it under the tower and see what I can do on the map. Alright, so now with 2 waves worth of minions, I'm gonna hard shove this last one and then roam mid. I just skip all that bullshit. No point in actually having you guys watch that. So now that I'm here in the mid lane, see Silas with executioners, you already know, I just jump right on him. He flashes away, unfortunately. Now, this is where I should have left, honestly, but I didn't expect all of what happened to happen. So I just give him my wind slash without taking much damage. And we see that Silas here activates my ulti, so I make sure to dodge it, but it costs me to get stunned by Echo. And Silas ends up getting a kill. I don't see how. Set kind of just dove him, you know, he wants to int, but whatever. I use my TP top lane to catch the wave that Aatrox had up there, so minimize my losses, which was ultimately fine for me. Only thing I lost was flash there, but Silas got a kill. So here we fast push the wave just because Aatrox wasn't in the lane. It's just to deny him CS at that point. But he TP's back to catch the wave, which is fine. And I walk into his first fucking Q, end up shooting the tower shot, and he finds this engage on me, which is really good. I don't have ulti and I don't have flash. I use both those mid, so he knows he can win this fight straight up. But my 30% CDR gets me out of this situation, which is pretty clutch. So I see my set wants to come gank, and I'm like, okay, whatever. He has no flash, no ulti, so this is free. My ult's almost up, so I have to play this smart. He's gonna want to try and kill me. As you see, he aims all his Qs at me. Now I wait for the third Q to go off before I go in, and we easily pick up this kill just by playing it safely, not immediately going in to help the jungler, even though it cost him a lot of his HP. So the Aatrox matchup isn't that bad. You have to be able to adapt to what he's doing. So if he uses his abilities, you kind of dance around them, and you have to play smart. As long as you get hit by no sweet spots, then you pretty much win the trade. If you dodge out of his W, I always dodge up or down. If you dodge the long way, it takes a lot of your cooldowns. But other than that, the matchup is pretty straightforward. If you don't have Executioner, it becomes so much harder. But other than that, the matchup is free for you guys. Just don't let him snowball.